So what the heck is this little star thing, and why is everyone talking about it? So I was putzing around Instagram the other day, and I noticed this star started showing up in all of like my community's profile names. I was like, what the heck is this? What is it? What does it mean? And I honestly, most importantly, how do I get it? So after digging around in people's Instagram stories and seeing like a lot of posts about it, I started to realize that everyone was tagging @Eliot. The moment I saw Eliot's name, it was the moment I kind of realized that this was important. If you don't know who Eliot is, buckle up. Eliot is a social media entrepreneur. He's most well known for his work on @Dunk, where he built a network of 10 million plus followers, and his work with brands such as Nike, Gatorade, EA Sports, and tons more. But here's what they won't tell you when you Google him. Eliot and his team are some of the most unique and creative, ear-to-the-ground people on social media. They have some of the most engaging content on the platforms they use, and this is something I will personally vouch for. They are paving the way for million-plus follower accounts through their content and their creativity and just the way that they do things. They are an unbelievably sought-after brand and a huge inspiration to myself and many others in the community. Eliot is kind of like that guy that you hear about. They're like, oh, these social media entrepreneurs, and they're doing amazing things. But you don't really know who they are because they're running a brand separate from themselves, but he has a personal brand, but it's not the same as his big brand. Basically, he's just a very creative and innovative guy and has really made a place for himself on social media. He's a big inspiration to me as I'm trying to do something similar here with the Antisocial Friends Club, and he's been really supportive of me. So I actually know Eliot. He actually helped me with a previous episode of my show, If Ken Can, which is coming back soon. And he was on the one all about the dark web of social media. We did an interview together. We talked about buying and selling Instagram accounts, verification, all that nit grit of like the dark web stuff. And he gave some really thoughtful inputs that I don't think really anyone else could have understood because he's been on the platform just that long. I highly recommend you check out that video. The interview was really cool. It's linked up in the top corner there. So when I found out that the star started with him, I kind of just like needed to know the full story. That's just like who I am. I really appreciate you responding to my DM and just like being open to talking about this. I just think the idea is so cool. So this is actually really cool. I got him on the phone, but before we dive into that, what is it that I actually want to know? I want to know, what does the star mean? Not just to him, but to everyone. What is the story? What can someone like me do to support this movement? And I guess most importantly, how do you get involved? Hold on one second. First off, is it alright if I film this?
I complied with filming. I found a link to the Uzi Vert song, actually called Everything Lit or Everyday Lit, something like that. Some corny fucking name. And the profile that uploaded it was called Uzi Vert, but I knew it wasn't his profile. So what they've done was they replicated the star that they used to verify people, or to just make sure that people are real on SoundCloud. They used and replicated that star, and I just, to be quite honest with you, thought it looked built as shit. I was like, I wonder if I can use this as my Instagram name. That was just the first thought. I know that if you try to use the check marks or any other types of emojis on your name on Instagram, they won't allow it there. So I was like, hey, I don't know if this is an emoji. I think this is a symbol. Let's just see how it looks like. And then I just started experimenting. I catch myself, but I'm just giving you the backstory.
No, this helps so much, seriously.
And then I was kind of protective about it. People were asking me, what's the star, what's this, what kind of because people actually thought it was a different type of verification. But people started, and I was kind of protected. And then actually one of my close friends, Abin on Instagram,
of course,
he used it, and I just saw him using it. I was like, what the fuck? I gave him a shout out, like, that just stole mine, just like in good faith. But not low key, I hate that word, but in the back of my head, I think my ego was hurt, which is what happens to all of us every now and then.
Of course.
Which is when we can grow as people. When our egos are hurt and you can get past that, that's when you grow as a person.
That's the world of social media, man. Yeah.
So, listen, man, some other people started it, and I was like, why am I keeping this star for myself and exclusive? I didn't come up with it. Like, that was probably one of the first, or if I was the first person I saw that did it, but it's not like I have a copyright on it. So I started sending it, I think Alex DeSimone was the second person who used it. I sent it to him. And then, man, I just said, hey, let's just create a movement out of it. And then I was like, hey, star, superstar, like, this is super corny, and I hesitated the second I was going to put it out. Fuck, imagine if I can fill up to every single person who's watching my story, also have that star. That was kind of like my goal and how I reached more people. And what I did was I just posted on my story. Interest people started asking me, how do I get the star? How do I do this? How do I do that? And to be quite frank, all you got to do is copy and paste it to my profile. But I think I made it way more personal when I just sent it to some people.
Okay, so we've heard a lot from this phone call, and I want to unpack a few things. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Ellie and I connected through Instagram DMs. I think it was either about verification stuff or it was about buying and selling some of the accounts that I had a long time ago. If you want to hear those stories, they're in previous videos. So as a lot of you guys know, I make videos all about social media and just kind of like the landscape and what's going on. And recently that's been a lot about Instagram verification, and I really want to stop that just because it's not fun, it's not exciting, it's kind of not deep, there's no layers to it, it's really surface level content, and I don't enjoy it as much. It's kind of clickbaity, and that's just like not who I am. I want to make sure that every video you watch of mine, you're getting a ton of value from. And that's why I wanted to tell this story. What I'm understanding so far, and what I think is so cool about this star, is it's kind of the community's verification. It's not controlled by any platform, it's only controlled by the people who know about it. While we were on the phone, Eliot was telling this story to me about feeling stuck, and he was in a place that I think, honestly, all of us have probably been in. He was playing this game of social media so hard every day, focusing on just that he kind of forgot about the world around him and the people around him and the people that were actually following him. Sometimes we look at the people who follow us as just followers and not real people, not people who make things, people who we can connect with, people who we can learn from. On his birthday, he decided that everyone who DM'd him like happy birthday, he responded with something that was like a meaningful compliment about that person. And he kind of realized, like, look at all of these creative people, look at all these people who have amazing impacts in this world that I may sometimes get to witness, sometimes not. Everyone's doing their own thing, and I think that that's amazing. How can we possibly recognize these people? On his birthday, he added the star to his username, and a lot of people were kind of confused about it. They're like, where do I get it? Is this an official Instagram thing? Whatever. And at first he was kind of hands over his paper because that's just the way Instagram is, if I'm honest. When you talk to someone with a big account, they're really hands over their paper about what they're doing. They won't tell you their strategies, they won't tell you what they're working on, what they're thinking about, what's in the pipeline for them, because it's looked at as like a secret. And I don't think that that's right. I don't think anyone wants it to be that way. That's just the way it is. But Eliot in this moment was like, no. Why don't I share this? Why don't I turn this into something that can be much bigger than just me? And the moment you kind of make a decision to be selfless on social media and you make a move to help other people, you see a really profound impact. Sometimes it's followers, sometimes it's engagement, sometimes it's just people DMing you and saying like that was the right thing to do. So he decided to start sharing the star and basically almost making the community's verification, where if you want to be a part of it, you can. And if you make awesome things, you should be a part of it. It's basically saying we don't need this validation of a platform to still be creative and empowered and excited about the things that we do. If you're here to call out the fact that my Instagram account is verified, I totally understand that, and I want to make sure I address it. It was given to me a long time ago. It's a crazy story. It was kind of on a whim, kind of doesn't make a lot of sense, so if you want to check that, it's linked as well, but basically I just still wanted to be a part of this movement because I see so much value involved. I think Eliot realized there's something missing on social media, and that is a solid creative community. There's plenty of communities for like small businesses and other things, and like, oh, I'm a coach and I do this and whatever. There's no like community little symbol for being a creator or just making things or being a part of something. And Eliot was like, I'm gonna do that. Whether you wanna do it because you're one of Eliot's followers, or whether you just wanna support a movement, or whether you just wanna like be involved with a group. I think those are all great reasons to just have a symbol on social. Like, it's just something unique and special.
The reason I started giving out compliments and saying because of those stars, because on my birthday, which was last week, I just realized something. I was like, fuck, why does everyone just make everything always about themselves? You know how your parents, when you're younger, there'll come a day where like giving will be more fun than receiving?
Yes.
And when you're a kid, you're like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm getting all of the presents from Santa. I'm not giving him anything. But this is like the first time I genuinely, at a larger level, started feeling that anyone who got it from me, they were like, damn. I think they were like, damn, what the fuck? Like, because that's just not normal nowadays.
Right.
Like, thank you. Like, I have not a fan base, but I have they're not a following either, but I have a platform. So what I did was
you have a community, man.
Shared every person. What I did was just each person who just either tagged me or just said something, I would just share a nice message about them instead of making it about me.
And then it turned into like hundreds and thousands of people wanting to be involved with this. So he realized it was something bigger, and he had to make it into something bigger. So he set up a phone number where you can text it. It's on the screen right here. And you can text it, and he'll text you back the star, so you can just add it to your username.
And yeah, then it just took off. Then I got more and more and more people asking about it. And then my marketing edge just fucking kicked in. And now you see exactly what I'm doing. And like, this started, what, 4 days ago?
Right.
And when I say now, I'm getting thousands of DMs per day. Literally, hey, how do I get the star? And what I did was I outsourced it. I got some kids to do it. Hit up Cody if you want a star, and he said he responded to 5,000 DMs. So, and then I start posting everyone who tagged me and put a star.
Yeah.
Everyone who put a star and then post me on the story, I'd repost their story. So now all of a sudden I had hundreds, if not thousands, of people posting me in their stories, tagging me #star movement and like, Eliot, thank you.
It's not some fancy Instagram verification thing. It's just a copy and paste HTML tag that you can just put into your username or your profile name. I'm really proud of Eliot for kind of creating something for a community, and not just like an Instagram account to follow, but like a symbol, a tactile thing that people can be a part of. I think everyone on social wants to be a part of something, and I think it's really cool that he did that. Dude, that's a crazy story. It makes me so excited that I wanted to make a video about this, just because I sensed like early on when I caught on to what you were doing, I was like, this doesn't come from a place of like, I'm trying to start a viral movement, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. This comes from a place of, I could tell it was just like you just wanted to give and empower the people who make stuff on Instagram, who are like, who see their future and they're like trying to work hard for something and trying to build themselves something. It like gives them validation and brings them into something. And like a community following you, like even myself, like I've looked up to you for a really long time just because of like the waves you're able to make and the decisions you make have set trends for things, not necessarily to be trends, but because that's what you were doing to hustle, and then that became the standard. And so when I saw you doing this, I was like, I know as a fact this comes from a place of Eliot being like, no, I just care for all these people who make stuff and who are creative and are trying to just like do their thing to continue doing that and feel empowered and good about themselves doing that. I just thought it was dope, so I had to be involved.
Awesome, man. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too, man. Bye-bye.
All right, peace.
I just think what makes me so happy about hearing that story is that like he really wants it. First off, he's growing so fast. What just makes me so like excited about an idea like this is just that like you can tell he really cares. This isn't some like, oh, I have this idea for this huge movement and I'm gonna put all these things in place so that when it's going super viral, I can be like in charge of that. He's like, no, I want this to hit a critical mass so that it can grow without me, because this movement, I don't know what he's kind of going for there, but it's bigger than him. It's more about you and you feeling that you don't need verification or you don't need these bits of validation to feel good about yourself and confident and that you are enough and that you can do it. It comes from so many directions, and it comes from really just a place of love. And I don't know if you've been watching my videos at all, or if this is your first video, you'll find that my tone is a lot more like kind of sitting back in your chair, you know, kind of like this. I want you to feel comfortable when you watch my videos, and I want you to feel like there's always value there, but you don't have to like work hard for it. I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm bringing value to you because you're taking time to watch my video. Eliot is just bringing love and value to everyone. And he's like, I'm gonna do as much as I can to set everyone up for success so that they can be a part of it without any barriers to entry. He's putting his own money into this for no reason. I think the end goal is that it just grows larger and it becomes a bigger thing. And that makes me so excited because it's pure. And it's finally something on social media, like a movement that like, I don't know, matters. And it doesn't at the same time. It's wonderful. So I'm really proud of my man. All right, we can cut. So I challenge you to think about this for yourself. Do you want to be a part of the STAR movement or not? Do you have any criticisms for him, or do you think it's great? I definitely added it to my account because I think empowering creative people to continue being creative or be a part of something is amazing. Social media is a really lonely place, and I don't want anyone to feel lonely or feel like they can't do it. For me, the star means so much more than just signing up for some movement. It means like, it's kind of like you saying, I'm out here, I'm trying to do my best. I'm making something of myself on this platform, and these are my people. This is the group that I fall into. So maybe there's going to be other star movement type things coming out soon, but for now, we've got Eliot's star, and I think it's great.
Think I can fly when I'm with